Hello, everyone. My name is Jonas Lanis. I'm CEO of TFLOW Blockchain, and I welcome you to the Coinrise Trading Report. Together, every Monday to Friday, we are going to analyze the market in a short video. And of course, our team is going to provide also a crypto analysis in the form of articles, which are going to be published on the Coinrise site. So let's take a quick look at the market. Of course, don't forget to read the latest news on the Coinrise site. What I hold from the news that I'm reading on the site is this: Crypto.com abandons the UEFA sponsorship deal, which proves that crypto exchanges are not going very well at this time of the year, and especially during this bearish trend we are experiencing in crypto. So straight to Coinmarketcap, right now we see that we have a market cap just under 1 trillion. The 24 volume is very low, it's just at 50 billion. And the Bitcoin dominance is low at 38.7, which is very good for altcoins actually. And we see the Ethereum gas fees at the lowest point. Of course, the merge plays a role in all this. So what we can see right now is actually in the last 24 hours, the highest rise was Ravecoin, 8.76%. But let's take a look at the market in total to see the highest and lowest. Waiting for Coinmarketcap show us. Bitcoin right now is at $19,776. And we see the 24-hour high, it's 20.031, and 24-hour low, namely short future trading with some leverage if you want to get something out of this. Otherwise, we have to see what is going to happen in the market in the next weeks. We're going to analyze this, of course, in trading view right after finishing here with CoinMarketCap. Ethereum is at 1,764 and actually is rising at 1.15%, but the 7 days course of Ethereum is 7.70% up, which is very good in comparison with Bitcoin, which is losing at minus 0.44%, and BNB is at $274.82. And we are leaving CoinMarketCap and going, of course, to trading view. Now I'm going to present you which indicators we are using here, so you know what you are looking at. So here we use the Bollinger Bands indicator. We also use the MACD indicator. Volume and volume profile indicators are not currently working due to a technical problem in TradingView, and we are using the TFLOW Algo, which is ideal for futures. Just to take a quick presentation of the algo, when you see the blue long label, it's an entry point for buying either spot trading or going long in futures. Take profit is the suggestion. The green take profit is a suggestion where you should take your profits after entering a long move. Short is a signal to short the market, and take profit is to close a short position and take your profits in your pockets. So we are just taking a look at the dollar index. We see that dollar is still rising, which seems that is going to put pressure on the rest of the risk assets. The S&P 500 is losing right now 1.07%, and Nasdaq is at minus 1.44%. So let's go directly to the total market cap just to see where the market is going. And we see that in the MACD, as for the daily chart, always we see that the MACD here is trying to cross the signal line, which is going to mean that we're going to have an uptrend, but not right now. On the contrary, we are getting a short signal. So right now, the total market cap and the market in general is on a downtrend on the daily chart. So let's start our analysis with Bitcoin. Of course, if you want us to analyze more coins, please write us and ask us to which coin you would want us to add to this list. So we start with Bitcoin. Let's start with the general picture, which is the weekly chart. So right now, to see on the weekly chart, Bitcoin is at $19,772, and we see that the volume profile at last it's back. If we lose this level at 19,776, we're going to go down to 12,000 BTC. As you can see, we broke the trend line. I'm going to show you later on the daily chart, but we see that the weekly chart is not going very well, is not rising, despite the fact that we are seeing great volume, but you can ignore this volume, but it's not going anywhere. That means that there is pressure on the market. So in general, as when we see the MACD line over signal, which means that in general, we're trying to go up. But if we see this pattern break, then I'm going to use the arrow and show you a downtrend. So let's go down to the daily chart for Bitcoin. And what we can see actually here again is that we are waiting for the MACD to cross the signal. But in general, we have a short signal. So we are declaring Bitcoin as a short signal at 19,769. it's on a short signal right now. So if you want to go deeper in the chart, we must go down to the 5-hour chart, which is good for showing the trend. Right now, we see that we have an uptrend, but it's getting squeezed right here. This is why we see this consolidation. It's not good for trading right now. So in general, yes, we see an uptrend in the MACD setup. We're going to declare it that it's an uptrend, but we see that the last 10 hours we have a downtrend. So if we want to make a futures trade, we go down to the 15 minutes and we're going to try to find the short signal. Here it is from the TFLOW Algo at 19,883. As you can see, a great short signal just right down to 19,702. Right now, Bitcoin is trying to rebound. You can see it here in the MACD. So right now, you don't open a short signal because it's going to drag you up. You wait for the next short signal to go lower and place your trades. So right now, as I told you, Bitcoin in general is on a downtrend. So look out for short signals. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum right now is at 1,565, and we see that it's in an uptrend. We see MACD over signal, and we see here the histogram is green, so they're trying to press higher. Let's go down to the daily chart to see what is happening for Ethereum. Here, as you can see, again, we have a short signal coming in, but the MACD is trying to get pressed and go over the signal, which mean that we're going to see a move higher. But if this doesn't happen, we don't see the cross here, the MACD signal, we could definitely see a repeat of what happened here in April. You can see a perfect short signal from the TFLOW Algo. We can see the market suddenly dropping down and crashing. So this is very dangerous right now. It's crucial to see what will happen this week. If we lose this level, we're going to go down to $1,240 for Ethereum. So Ethereum right now, if we don't see the cross of the MACD, it's in a short phase for the daily chart. Let's go down to the 5-hour chart to see that right now we have a long signal, but it's not going very well. So we might see a short signal right afterwards. So watch out, don't do anything, don't trade during when you see MACD and signal line close to zero with no specific trend being obvious on the chart. So right now we don't do anything. So we hit our arrow to next. We wait for the next phase for the 5 hours. So we don't do any trade on the 5-hour and lowest. Let's go to MATIC to see what's going there. So MATIC right now is at 0.882, and we see the MATIC on the 5-hour chart is on a downtrend. But let's start from the weekly chart. We always start with a weekly chart and renew the week each time. So right now, as you can see here, we are on an uptrend right now for MACD, and we are trying to reach the upper side of the Bollinger Band. Let's go down to the daily chart to see what is happening. New day, new week. So let's see here. As you can see on the daily chart, again, MATIC is trying to move higher. It's going to go above this trend line, but right now it's being used as a resistance. If we manage to break it, we go higher right now. So we declare on the daily chart, MATIC is on a long setup, but we must see more volume if we want to break this trend line. Let's go down to the 5-hour chart to see what is happening there. And you can see that Asia is selling. So right now we're getting pressed to 0.88. And if we lose this level, we're going down to 0.83. This will be the target of this move if we see the MACD going down. So we are in a short phase here for MATIC on the 5-hour, but we expect to see what will happen here on the trend line. Next on the list is Atom. So we can see here Atom on the weekly chart. It's going up, of course. We can say clear MACD here. It's going up and it's going above this trend line. So down to the daily chart to see what is happening here. We can see that we are following this trend. You can see the MACD doing and signal multiple crossover and cross under above zero, which means that it's going to go higher, but at any given time, you can see a crash of the price. So don't do anything on the daily chart for Atom at $12.61. We can say that it's still on a long phase, but you need to be very cautious if you want to place a trade. Down to the 5-hour for Atom, we can see definitely that we are in downtrend. Last 2 hours, we see a take profit signal from the long move, and we see we are heading lower. So if you see here, the MACD going lower, much lower than signal line, and you see a histogram going red, then it's a good time to short on the 15-minute chart. Let's go to Binance Coin to see what is happening here as well. at 274.8. Let's see what is happening with Binance Coin. We start with the weekly chart, new week. So new line here to mark the start of the week. Binance Coin is trying to go higher. We declare it on the weekly chart an uptrend, but you can see the histogram is getting weaker here. We might see a crash in the next weeks. So daily chart, again, we can see that we are on a downtrend. So it's in a short phase right now, BNP, because we don't see a clear cross of the lines. MACD is still away from signal. So Binance Coin is going to go lower. So again, on the 5 hour, you see that these 5 hours, only these 5 hours, BNB is losing 1.47%, which means that if you see the MACD line here crashing down, you can short it in the 15 minutes chart. Let's move on with Solana. And Solana is at $31.73. And let's go at the weekly chart to take a look at Solana. Solana actually is going to move higher, but you can see the week is starting bad on a red candle. But the general setup is an uptrend. Here we see the MACD trying to go higher. So let's go down to the daily chart for Solana, and Solana here is actually trying to show us a green candle. We don't see a clear setup yet for an uptrend, so we're going to leave it as a short. Let's move on with AVAX. AVAX, despite the news from CryptoLeaks, didn't affect much of the price. So let's go down to the weekly chart to see that here we are in a general setup on an uptrend, but as you can see, we are not out of the woods yet. So please wait until AVAX, you see a clear breakout of the MACD. We are leaving it on the weekly chart as an uptrend yet, but let's go down to the daily chart to see what is happening. So we have a short signal here. You can see at $22, which is going very well because AVAX right now is at $18.84. Let's reset the chart to see clearly what is happening. And we can see that not until we see the crossover of the MACD over signal, we can declare it as a long. So still we are in a short phase for AVAX at $18.82. Let's move on with SANT. Let's go to the weekly chart of SANT to see what is going on. We can see that it's on a downtrend because we are seeing a red candle here. The general setup is an uptrend, but if you see MACD and signal going along together, that is bad for the general setup of the coin. So SANT is on a downtrend of the weekly chart. Let's go down to the daily, 0.9533 for SANT. And as we can see right now, we are trying to move higher. I will declare an uptrend right now. As you can see, because of the MACD, we are just typing our first green histogram here column, and the MACD is going to try to make the reverse. Let's take some time and leave SANT to show us what is going to happen during the week. Don't place any trade on SANT. I will declare it as long, of course, but it's on a neutral actually phase. So be careful what is going on with this coin. If you go down to the 5 hour chart, you can see that a short signal is just ending. Let's see if we are going to have a long signal and then we go up and move on higher. So let's go down to that. In general, the market is not going anywhere, just a consolidation, which is actually generating fees for exchanges. Let's see what is happening with VeChain on the weekly chart. So on VeChain is not going very well. The uptrend in general, you can see MACD trying to go higher. So we're going to say that the move is trying to go higher. So in the weekly chart, we can see a long setup. But on the daily chart, we are just getting there to start a crossover. But if we don't see the crossover, we don't have an uptrend yet. So we leave it here on a short phase, not until we see the MACD going over signal, then we will be sure that we are going to have a breakout. As you can see, we broke the trend line, but suddenly we are going lower. So let's go to Phantom to see what is going with Phantom. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. So new week for Phantom. It's a general uptrend on the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. At the daily chart, we are just about to see an uptrend, but not yet. So Phantom is still at 0.2660 on a short phase for the first day of the week. Let's go to Mana to see what is going on there. So let's go to the weekly chart to see what is going on. Again, we are moving the line one candle forward. To start the week, we are in general uptrend, as you can see here, because we are typing here green histogram candles. So let's go down to the daily chart to see what is going on here. We see that we are on an uptrend. It's funny, but yes, it's an uptrend here. Not until we see a break of this chart, we can declare it short. So money right now is on a long phase on the daily chart. We are having 1, 2, 3 take profit signal for short move. So right now, mana is trying to go higher on the 5-hour chart. We can see the MACD here doing all to near protocol to see what is going on, to see where we are. And you can see that here we have an uptrend on the histogram of the MACD. Again, here we are on a long setup, but it's really too close to say that it's a clear long or a clear short for any of the coins that I've just analyzed. You must be careful because its market is consolidating, so I wouldn't open any positions right now. You can see Atom losing more, 3.4%. So near right now on the daily chart is trying to go higher. But if you go down to the 5-hour chart, you will see here that the long signal actually generated a take profit signal too soon. And now we're trying to see what the MACD will do. If the MACD goes below 0, then we have a downtrend and near will go lower than $4. Let's move on with Engine. Engine coin right now. Let's go at the weekly chart to see what is going on. On the weekly chart, we have a general uptrend on the weekly chart. Let's go on the daily chart to see what is going on here. And here we have a short signal and a quick take profit signal, which actually means, and I'm going to dare to declare it as a possible uptrend here on the daily chart. So Engine at 0.528 is actually on a long setup. You see that's a mixed icon in the market. So let's go down to EGLD to see what is going on here. Let's go to the weekly chart first to see what's going on. We move here our mark for the start of the week. So the general setup is an uptrend of the weekly chart. So that means on the daily chart, we're going to look for a long signal. It's not yet here. So if we see a long signal, that will be a good setup to enter. For now, EGLD was on a short phase at 51.09 for now. So let's go down to THETA network, which is actually our last coin for today. Let's check the weekly chart of THETA network. Move on the line a little bit to mark the start of the week. We're in a general uptrend, not very good actually chart for an uptrend. A good weekly uptrend is right here, as you can see. It was at the 1st of March for 21 for THETA network. Afterwards, not a lot of good things happened. As you can see, great short signal here for the TFLOW Algo at 15th of April. Right now, we have a short signal at 1.244, and we have a take profit signal. We actually may mark a small uptrend on the daily chart for THETA network. So THETA network at 1.167 is on a long setup on the daily chart. But that doesn't mean anything, because if we try to go deeper on the time charts, you can see here that the short signal is trying to end, and we're trying to see that there is a move to create a long signal, but we don't have a lot of volume. So we don't have a lot of volume, just going to see the market consolidate. So not anything interest actually on the charts right now, especially for long signals. We can see that the market is right now is actually going all in red. And if you go on the 15 minutes here chart, you can see this is a broken chart, not very good. You see a short signal and then it's going reverse, and then actually the MACD is not in a good setup. When you see this kind of MACD and you don't see the MACD going below 0 crossing, and then above 0 crossing, and then below, if you don't see such a pattern, don't place any trade, especially such coins as THETA. Prefer Bitcoin, Ethereum, big volume coins to make your trades. So this is the first analysis of a week. Tomorrow it's going to be shorter, of course, because we're going to have deeper looks at the 5-hour and the 15 minutes charts. So for now, we have a mixed status in the market. Some coins are short, some coins are long. In general, the market right now is losing momentum, and we'll be here again tomorrow to see what is going on for Tuesday. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.